Okay, we're here in the Russian Cultural Garden in Cleveland, Ohio, and with us is Svetlana Stolyarova, who is a delegate for the Russian Cultural Garden, and also our ambassador at CleanPeople.com for the Russian community. And you've got something special with you here, Svetlana.
Hi, everybody. So we are today on our traditional picnic in Lukomorye. Lukomorye is a fairy tale country that was described by Alexander Pushkin in his poem Ruslan and Lyudmila. And this poem starts, and let me recite it in Russian, please. У лукоморья дуб зеленый, золотая цепь на дубе том, и днем, и ночью кот ученый все ходит по цепи кругом. That translates into, there is a big oak tree at Lukomorye, and there is a big golden chain hung around it, and the wise cat walks this chain nights and days, telling the stories and explaining people how everything works in the fairy tale land. This picnic is always dedicated, somehow at least, dedicated to Alexander Pushkin, the first Russian poet who actually is like the Russian Shakespeare, the same significance for the Russian language as Shakespeare for English. And Alexander Pushkin was born on the 6th of June.
Okay.
So that's why it's his birthday, and of course we always celebrate it. Regardless of what is going on in the world, regardless what the current Russian regime is trying to do with the Russian language, Russian culture, Russian poets and Russian history, we celebrate the right thing, and we celebrate the language that was spoken and is being spoken by millions of people, and we celebrate the poetry that inspired millions of people.
Do you have a favorite Pushkin piece?
Oh, you know, it's hard to say which one is favorite because it's so many of them. And actually, I honestly love very much Pushkin's fairy tales, and I love very much Pushkin's poems. But Pushkin also was a good prosaic. He wrote not just the poetry, he also wrote prose. And I think that some of his pieces are much more actual today than they were when he wrote.
So Lukomorye, it's not a real place. It's a fantasy place he created.
It's a fancy place.
In Lukomorye, green oak stands. You've got your green oak. You got your big wise cat on the golden chains there, and it's going to be a good celebration of Pushkin's birthday and the Russian community here in the Russian Cultural Garden.
So we're very glad that we can do it. Of course, it's been a tough decision to actually schedule this celebration this year. Last year we skipped all the celebration for obvious reason, and this year, unfortunately, the war is continuing, and we are on the wrong side. Not we are Americans, and we are Americans of just who used to be Russian, and who know how to speak Russian, and who know how to appreciate Russian culture. Actually, this appreciation was behind the tough decision to keep doing right things within our community.
Right.
First of all, we want to distinguish ourselves from the politics, from everything. We have nothing to do with it, unfortunately. We even have no voting rights or some other rights, so we have no say. But we can say that yes, we want to keep the real Russian culture and real Russian language here on the land of Cleveland, and we are so happy that our Russian community is mature enough to build its own garden, to actually gift it to the city of Cleveland and to the people of Cleveland, so our Clevelanders can walk this beautiful land, read the names of our Russian cultural heroes.
Oh, the Walk of Fame is amazing. It's the Nobel Prize winners and the composers and scientists and authors.
And it's just a small, it's a small portion of,
and of course,
the
Gagarin.
names that were supposed to be here, and we will keep doing this. And actually, I think this year we are planning to install one more stone, and this stone is dedicated to another Russian poet who lived in the 20th century and who was exiled from the USSR, and whose poems are the most powerful probably, and they most powerfully describe what is going on now. His name is Alexander Galich, and we will install his stone on the 19th of October, which is his birthday. And it used to be the Pushkin's day too, because Pushkin was one of the few students of the Tsar's, how do you call it? Lyceum. So that was the school which was formed by Tsar Nikolai I, and it's their day. It's the day of the school, the 19th of October. And the poem that Alexander Galich, one of his poems, and he was a bard, so he was singing his poems. And one of them says that our motherland is in danger. Our tanks are on the other people's land. That's exactly what's going on. Our motherland is in danger. Our tanks are on the other people's land. So.
Well, if you're here anywhere in the Cleveland, Northeast Ohio area, come to the Russian Cultural Garden, see the green oak tree here, see the wise cat, the Pushkin cat. And I'll tell you, if you go up the hill, the Polish garden, there's a bust of Mickiewicz, who was a contemporary of Pushkin. They were very good friends.
They were very good friends.
And you can see all this in the Cleveland Cultural Garden. So today was Svetlana Stolyarova here in the Russian Cultural Garden. Happy Pushkin Day to you.
Happy Pushkin Day to all. Thank you.